What up, YouTube? This JT. Now I just watched a video from the little homie Bring Her Rain Boxing. That's a little homie from the hood. But yeah, man, he made a video saying like, to Crawford fans, um, Crawford isn't Floyd Mayweather. And I agree with that. That is a true statement. Crawford is not Mayweather. He's not as good defensively. He's not as accurate. He still gets wild at times. He gets touched up a lot. But, you know, with all that said, he's still good enough to beat the fuck out of Manny Pacquiao. I mean, let's just be real, dude. There's a reason Manny Pacquiao is who he is. There's a reason Manny Pacquiao fights all these fights at catch weights, all these, you know, all these fights with asterisks on them, fighting Miguel Cotto at a catch weight, fighting Oscar De La Hoya at 147, a weight the guy couldn't make in, 12 years, you know, completely ignoring Canelo, who was the biggest name in the sport, who Floyd Mayweather fought and beat easy, having four struggles with Marquez in the fourth fight, ending with him face first, face down, ass up like a bitch, you know, knocked the fuck out. There's a reason for all this. And most importantly, more than anything, there's a reason Manny Pacquiao got outboxed by Eric Morales, man. I'll never forget that, man, because that proved everything. That proved that this guy is a media hype job, a convicted hype job, a fake lying senator, and a clown. Okay? That proved everything. So when people want to talk shit about Crawford, cool, talk shit about Crawford. But Crawford is still good enough to beat Manny Pacquiao. We know Manny Pacquiao can't cut off the ring. We know Manny Pacquiao has problems with movers, and we don't know how he can react against a southpaw. I do know that one of the bums that knocked him out in the Philippines, Torre Campo, was a southpaw. And Manny Pacquiao got hit with a straight left hand and got knocked the fuck out again. Woke up dazed and confused. So I don't think it's out of the realm that Terence Crawford could outbox, outmaneuver, outthink, and beat the fuck out of Manny Pacquiao. There will be problems because Crawford is not that accurate. He's not a pinpoint puncher like Mayweather, not only is Mayweather the greatest fighter in boxing history, not only is Mayweather the greatest defensive fighter in boxing history, he's also the most accurate puncher. So if you got the best defensive fighter ever and the most accurate puncher on connect percentage and accuracy, who's gonna beat that? That's two things that's an insurmountable attack right there. It's no different from any sport. Football, they just said that the Denver Broncos was one of the greatest defensive teams in the NFL, and they just went up against the Carolina Panthers, who had a record-breaking season, 15-1. When you matched it to in the Super Bowl, the defensive team won. So it's no different from Mayweather. That's why I laugh at these people these clowns who say, oh, Tommy Hearns would do this, Sugar Ray Leonard would do this. Bro, you put those guys in the ring with the greatest defensive fighter ever, they are not gonna win. It's just that simple, man. Just quit with your delusion, quit with your hate. It's delusional, man. It's not even logical, okay? But back to Terence Crawford. It is a winnable fight for Crawford. And I think Crawford will beat the fuck out of Manny Pacquiao, man. At this point in his career. I mean, it won't be an easy fight, don't get me wrong. I mean, this is the same guy who lost to Bradley. You know, in the second fight, he got, you know, it was basically a bullshit decision. You know, not to say that Manny Pacquiao didn't win, but the scorecards were rigged as fuck in the second fight with Bradley. That fight was extremely close between the two in both fights. He whooped his ass in the third fight, but the first and second fight were extremely close. And he struggled in those fights with a guy who's more wild than Crawford, has less boxing ability than Crawford, less power, less ring IQ. Bradley is just basically a caveman coming forward, you know, Sean Porter type fighter, man. He's a little bit more crafty than Sean Porter, but he also lacks power and lacks the physicality of a Sean Porter. So those two clowns, they even out each other, you know. But I'm just saying, man, Terence Crawford he very well can beat Manny Pacquiao, you know. Doesn't matter what fucking, you know, any of these deluded sick freaks say, man. Because we know all the Pike-tards are now the Golovkin fans. You see, it's the usual suspects. We're now Golovkin and Eastern Europeans now, Russians now. You know, bring up Rain Boxing Talk. Now he's Russian. Precise Percenter. Now he's Russian. He's a former Pack-tard. Racist Pack-tard, a complete clown racist. Now he's Russian. Thundercrack, convicted crackhead Anthony. He's now Russian. You know. All these guys that post comments, now they're Russian. Hawker Mustang, now he's Russian. You know. You know. D. Fisher Golovkin. Lucky Nang Nang. You know, bitches like that. You know, personal Golovkin lawyers. They are all former Pack-tards, okay? So let's get it clear. Let's be straightforward. You know? Iron Fist Golovkin. Former Pack-tard. Golovkin worshiper. Golovkin, he would literally go on a date and get in bed with Golovkin, okay? Let's just be honest here, man. You know, we don't know the rest of their old usernames, but we know that they're former Pack-tards and Pacquiao man worshippers, okay? So let's just keep it real. But Terence Crawford can very well beat Manny Pacquiao. I think it's definitely the fight that should happen. You know, I wouldn't go as far to say he can beat Errol Spence and Keith Thurman and other welterweights because we haven't seen him, you know, fight at welterweight. And, you know, he's not a blue chip prospect like a Floyd Mayweather where we could compare this guy and say, oh, man, he could go up and beat De La Hoya. He can go up and beat Cotto. He could go up and beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It's different levels, man. You know, we could go on and on about Floyd Mayweather, man. There's a reason why Floyd Mayweather in 2003, 2002, 2001 was making more than the fighters that are fighting today. There's a reason why. And these fighters today, they got Al Haymon. You know, they got social media. There's a reason why. It's because he was a blue chip prospect. He should have won gold medal. You know, blue chip prospect. Talk big, back it up in the ring. There's a reason for that. But anyway, man, we could go on and on with this video. You Pack-tards are gonna die bitches. Now you Golovkin fans, you're gonna die bitches. And we'll just leave it at that. It's the young boy JT. I'm out.